is Francesca Grandillo. I'm a senior at SF State studying international relations and linguistics, and I'll be discussing U.S. drug policy in Afghanistan and Colombia. Comparing and contrasting U.S. involvement in Afghanistan and Colombian drug wars can help plan for and predict the success or failure in future involvement after the U.S. withdraws from Afghanistan in 2014. Two aspects of drug intervention are the culture of drug wars and the effects of different policies. Two aspects of the culture of drug wars include the failure to learn from past mistakes and the strength of public opinion. First, new technologies such as aerial chemical spraying in Colombia creates the belief that drug wars today will be more successful than in the past, and Laos being a good example. This belief holds despite studies showing that eradication often increases the production of drugs or simply moves it to somewhere else. In addition, a president's personality, promises, relationships, and the refusal to accept a Vietnam-like outcome all solidify U.S. goals of drug deterrence. Second, a culture of war on drugs has been created in Afghanistan and Colombia. Drugs are vilified in U.S. intervention as well as the idea of legalization, despite public pleas for it. Victimizing the public and demonizing the Taliban and FARC as if they were the only actors involved in the drug trade helps increase U.S. public support for monetary aid, eradication, and military solutions as the only options for the drug trade. Two aspects of the effects of different policies include the importance of communities and the legitimacy of actors. First, cultural cohesion has proved nearly impossible in Afghanistan, while in Colombia there is a broad array of opinions and great mistrust on all sides. These factors limit dialogue between different groups. Farmers in both countries rely on the drug trade as the best source of income for them, and eradication by chemicals is not approved of because of negative health and environmental effects. Second, insurgent groups and governments have struggled with legitimacy and efficiency. In Colombia, leaders are critiqued for failed negotiations with insurgents and reliance on U.S. aid. In Afghanistan, the state has never been cohesive and powerful enough to have great legitimacy. The Taliban and FARC are often equated with the drug trade and recently lack legitimacy internationally and domestically. Governments of both countries have been implicated in the drug trade, despite supporting U.S. efforts to stop it. Suggested solutions include legalization, drug licenses, ending eradication, ending U.S. aid, and fixing the U.S. drug consumption problem. None of these options will please all parties involved, especially with a $7 billion aid package like Plan Colombia, and with the U.S. resorting to useless eradication in the military and ignoring its own citizens' drug consumption problems. I propose reorganizing the amount and distribution of aid to mutually accountable communities to disperse to farmers who agree to manually eradicate their own crops in exchange for better income and social infrastructure. In addition, I propose not to desert Afghanistan after the U.S. leaves it in 2014, like their post-Soviet era, but to recognize that demilitarization of a society takes time and that for a government to achieve legitimacy, which will lead to success in drug control and socioeconomic improvement, it must respect the diverse opinions of its people. These lessons learned from Afghanistan and Colombia can be used in the future in both countries to aid the public, increase the legitimacy of leaders, and please the United States by effectively decreasing the drug trade.